Apple CEO Tim Cook visiting China this week for the country's development forum as the iPhone maker struggles to boost sales and try to bring their new AI features to Chinese consumers. Our very own Steve Kovac joins us right now. He's got the details from Cook's trip. And this is a pretty big deal.
It's a big deal. I mean, it's not his first trip. Obviously, he goes out there all the time. Yeah, it matters right now. Let me give you the backdrop here, though, Becky, because like this trip with Cook in China this week, it's ahead of this anticipated Apple Intelligence launch in the country. Either next month, maybe it'll happen in May. But look, late last night, Apple held a virtual session for Chinese developers where they walked them through Apple Intelligence tools. No indication of when users will be able to use it, but that is a really strong indication that it's close to launching in the country. And of course, comes at a very pivotal time for Apple. China sales down 11% in the December quarter, and the business has been struggling to grow ever since Huawei started selling phones again in China a couple years ago. Let me put it in perspective for you guys here. Apple did almost $24 billion in sales in China for the December quarter of 2022. It was just $18.5 billion for the same period last year. And Apple, of course, as we've been talking about for the last 2 weeks, has whiffed on its big AI upgrade to Siri. That was supposed to launch this spring, now delayed until next year at the very earliest. And it's going to make Apple Intelligence that much of a tougher sell for Chinese customers. We only got those minor features so far. And a bright spot, though, here, government subsidies for smartphones could give Apple's business a boost. This quarter, Cook hinted to us last earnings call. He expects the government stimulus to help move more iPhones in the March quarter. They also found a local artificial intelligence partner to launch Apple Intelligence. That would be Alibaba. In the meantime, Cook's saying all the things he needs to stay on the trip, really playing the diplomat out there. While in China, he praised DeepSeek's AI model, which was, of course, developed out there in China, and announced a $100 million investment in clean energy, along with $50 million for rural education programs. Also met with Chinese Commerce Minister yesterday, all with the backdrop of that looming trade war between the U.S. and China, with President Trump promising more tariffs next week. Analysts estimate those 20% tariffs on Chinese imports, though, going to hurt earnings by a few percentage points this year. We'll see if Xi and Trump meet. Maybe that'll change things.
I did not realize how significantly their sales in China had dropped off.
That was even the peak. It was up as high as $25 billion, a fifth.
It's up to 18.5.
At one point in the December most important quarter, at one point it was about a fifth of their sales, and it just keeps losing market share to Huawei. This kind of nationalist pride in buying Chinese technology and then the Apple Intelligence delay, not going to help things.
What does Apple do to make up that revenue? Where do they go? And they're still reliant on China for manufacturing.
Right, for manufacturing.
Even though they're trying to diversify.
As much as we talk about the iPhone business kind of being sluggish, services is screaming, up double-digit percentage every quarter that they get these reports out.
Yeah.
That is picking up a lot of the slack. That is where we're seeing a lot of profit. But again, if the tariff thing can't get figured out, also hardware. Chinese customers like cool hardware, and they need to kind of innovate on that front too. You look at Huawei with folding screens and stuff. Right. You can say things about those phones, maybe you don't like them, whatever, but Chinese customers do gravitate towards that stuff. There are these rumors that there's going to be a super thin iPhone this year. Mm-hmm. That could interest the Chinese consumer a little bit more.
You need new, different.
You need cool hardware more than this Apple Intelligence thing, which is just not working out yet.